computer, Mac, mama, grandma, meal prep, divinely protected, Mr. Lack of opportunity, but someone needs to go to see a doctor's checkup because of illusions with cereal and milk. Owl, so it symbolizes wisdom. So take this information as wisdom. There's going to be broken generational cycles after this blood magic has returned to the initial outdated energies so that they can feel deeply about whatever hurt their feelings and grow from it, because it's probably childhood healing from 50 years ago. Okay. Hi, and we're back. The TAKful Creator here. Let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God, feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, mercy, and grace watch over us. And lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Oh gosh. I don't even know if you can see this. These are just mini messages for anyone who needs to see it, but we're definitely going to tap into what this energy is allowing us to know so far. Oh. I'm sure you guys can't hear me well. Alright, let's see. Okay, so there's some Aquarius energy, and of course Aquarius is going to be at the forefront. Put Aquarius over here. With Aquarius at the forefront, we're getting a lot of, excuse the background, obviously you can see the energy that's attached to what we're talking about here. Yeah, this Aquarius is not happy. So yeah, this vulture energy that we have here. Now, what do we mean by vultures? It's like they're picking on or preying on the dead. So they're smelling a carcass. They're smelling something that is basically decaying, right? So this could mean in a physical sense, like a dead animal or something like that, or we can say more in a spiritual or theoretical sense. Your soul is decaying, right? You don't have a connection with the ethereal, connection with the spiritual, and so your path in the 3D matrix, or your path on earth here, is fruitless. You're not gaining much positivity or feeling like you're moving in purpose. Like it's kind of like day in and day out, recurring cycle that leads to melancholy or sadness, depression, bitterness, resentment, opposed to positivity, happiness, growth, right? Now, whatever this Aquarius is doing is going to end up being an expensive endeavor, right? So what's the difference between something being costly and something being expensive? Well, when something is costly, you spend the appropriate amount of money on it, okay? Even if it's a lot of money, based on what you're getting, based on the utility, based on whatever, you are offering the investment that is equal to what you're receiving. Whereas when something is expensive, you're usually paying more than what you're receiving, okay? Paying more for an idea, paying more for an experience than your counterparts, or you would pay if you were in a different mind state, or if you did it later on or something like that, okay? But just know someone is doing some kind of blood magic, and it's fast action. So like they are in the process currently of doing some kind of blood magic. Now, what is the date currently? It is a Thursday. Now we're seeing something about a Monday afternoon into an overnight that someone did some kind of blood magic that was like fast action, right? So what do we mean by this? Well, they could have, how like, best friends when they're little, they slit their hand and they shake on it, or they prick their finger and do like something like that. Like, there's a lot of energy in mixing blood. So this could be an example of, someone mixing blood into an experience, or mixing blood into food or something like that, in order to make someone sick, or in order to do some kind of, I don't want to say magic, but that's really what it seems like to offer a curse or something on someone, right? And this was done a Monday afternoon into an overnight. This person, this energy that I guess assisted with it or set the intention for it, is a known pedophile, Okay, I'm not sure about rapist or molester, but pedophile for sure. Like, you can tell that they look at little kids, or you can tell that they look at people who are underage. So when we're seeing pedophile, we're not always talking about 10-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, infants. We're not talking about them. We're talking about 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds, maybe even some 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds who are right at that legal line, where it's like, okay, maybe you can get a pass because the numbers, but in actuality, and the maturity level and the experience level and the perception alone, anyone past 21, anyone past 25, 30, past any of those ages shouldn't even have an inkling in their mind that that's attractive, right? Nothing in your mind past those ages should see someone between the ages of 0 to 21 as someone who's, attractive. Like, there should be something within you, within your spirit, that says, I'm maturing and I find maturity attractive. So even if someone who is of a younger age and even fits this level of maturity that I so find is attractive, there's also a part of me that says there's a physical maturity too that I find attractive, which would also take away from you thinking anyone who's younger than you, whether they're mature or not, is attractive. Okay, it takes you and your perception shifting yourself. So maybe this Aquarius, or the energy around this Aquarius, knows someone, or enjoys looking at people who are younger and think they're attractive. All I know is that they must be confirmation attached to some kind of coaching, right? Some kind of, maybe softball. I'm getting basketball. Not really getting football. Maybe track, like women's track, female track. I'm definitely getting, like, there might be a coach out there that finds younger people fine. They like them thin instead of thick, So usually that's people who are younger, more athletic build. And so maybe they're a coach, and, they exercise is necessary, if we're really, like, putting it out there. I don't want to, like, say it too plainly, but they're either a sports fan, because right behind here we have this anime fan. So they're either a sports fan, so they go to the games just to see younger people play because they find it attractive, or they're a coach of a demographic that they would find attractive, even though it's a lot younger, and it's basically pedophilia. Okay, again, I'm not saying this energy would ever act on it, okay, but the interest alone should separate this energy from places that would have younger people, because you never know what people would do when they're pushed to the edge. Okay, so let's really get into why this blood magic is even, like, we're going to take this Aquarius out because we already know the energy is very airy. Okay. Okay. Hungry hippo. I saw the hippo card in reverse. Okay. So this card wants to fall back out all bent out of shape. That's symbolic, right? This energy is getting bent out of shape because, this blood magic, maybe they hired a karmic reader, or someone who, a warlock, a witch, I don't know if you want to even call it that, someone who does spiritual work in the negative, right? Who wanted to kind of do some kind of, like, magic manipulation. And it was costly. Like, they don't even, and that's why, like, I can't even tell you what's incorporated in this, because this energy was walking into the situation blind. Like, they didn't know what was meant by blood magic, and so they just spent out what they thought was necessary money to get it done, ignorantly, and in turn that blood magic, I feel like, is being reversed on them. So they're paying for blood magic that's actually being done to them, like a side mission. It's important, but it's not the sole mission. Rhino energy, right? And what is a rhino? Rhino is an energy, right? And like us, a rhino is an energy like us, like that has like true earth stones, like the ivory in the tusk of a rhino, right, in the horn of a rhino, right, is more valuable than the body of a rhino. Okay, so like if you wanted to employ a rhino to do something for you, it doesn't really have many skill sets, but what it possesses is attached to its being, right? That is what costs a lot of money. That is what is really like valuable. Okay, so what we're seeing here is that, you know, there might be one energy that's pushing blood magic, but who are they pushing it on? They're pushing on someone whose value is attached to them, right? So what does blood magic do? Blood magic separates you from your physical values. Okay, so the material values, your financial values. If there's not many of that around, the blood magic's really not going to work because it has nothing to attack in this 3D matrix. If the value is attached to your person, your essence, your soul, okay, that's 5D. Blood magic is 3D. Blood, 3D, right? And if your essence, your value is 5D, this magic is not going to work. So the person who didn't know you decided to pay for magic that's not going to work on you because you are 5D where they're 3D. But the magic, you know, just like energy can't be created nor destroyed, then it has to go somewhere. So now it's going to return to sender, to the person who invested in it, right? Take what resonates, okay? Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit, all right? Apparently I have to say that a lot more, but to me it's just natural, it's logical. It's like if something doesn't touch your spirit, then why pay attention to it, you know? So, you know, take what resonates. Something about Sagittarius energy. Okay, so we're seeing fire energy. People wanting to be really impulsive, not really thinking through what's going on, kind of like moving on a whim and not caring whether or not there's a safety net. Okay, so that's the thing about Sagittarius. Like most fire signs are impulsive, but Sag, they take impulsivity to the next level. It's like, you know, they are their own safety net, right? Some kind of portal was activated, but it was communal accountability. Okay, so this portal or this ability to move energy from the 5D to the 3D has been unlocked because multiple energies have been pushing for this transformation. Okay, communal accountability, maybe specifically with a Pisces and a Sagittarius energy, or it can mean that the portal is birthing, right? Because Pisces is super water energy, but it's the water energy of creation. So because Pisces, you know, fish, Jesus Christ, a fish. This is why it's important to know like worldly religion, so you're able to like see the signs and synchronicities as they flow. Okay, so then, you know, communal responsibility, just like in Christ, it takes all of us in order to propel things forward. Okay, now maybe with this portal, it didn't take one energy, it took multiple people needing a transformation, needing some kind of energy shift, right? The 5D to push the 3D into some kind of triumph, right? But it's because multiple energies needed this push. Now, this push can be positive, or this push can be more like the Big Bang Theory, right? The Big Bang Theory is more like an explosion that brought life into existence, but because of the explosion, you're not necessarily sure what happened prior to that explosion. And there's been histories of the Big Bang Theory happening multiple times on Earth alone. So it's like, well, can we constitute that as the apocalypse, right? So think of it kind of like that. Like this portal that's being open is kind of like an explosion that's meant to purify what is happening so that new can grow. We're not really focused on what has died prior to, because this is now the beginning. We're not focused on the end because, you know, the beginning needs additional creation and evolution in order to progress. Okay, so this communal accountability is not really receiving much justice. Why? Because since this is a larger issue, it's going to take kind of more things happening to see what you would do in a situation. Let's see how we can better explain that. I'm sure the cards will allow us the information. I'm thinking maybe something about a fried noodle with police and a Leo energy, right? Someone wants to be a fan, but at the end of the day, there's a good outcome, right? With the genius who is more focused on a date night and kind of removing this Leo vibe. So I guess a Leo was pushing, yep, here we go. This Leo is kind of moving in a negative light, right? Not moving in the highest or purest light. It's moving more in the Sagittarius fire vibe of boldly, like, singeing everything in his path, right? Because they feel like everything's supposed to revolve around them. But this other energy is like, nah, we're going to remove ourselves. We're going to act more like a skunk and let our God's gift to us, which would be like the aroma or the stench of stay away from me, to allow, space for grace, right? And that was a genius idea, because now there's going to be a date night, and there's going to be a fan that's going to catch this date night in action, right? And all this is going to do is offer consistent inner healing. So the question is, Divine, why don't you want us to lay these cards out? Okay, because the energy that we're speaking on has some kind of ADHD or ADD, right? So if we are tapping into one or more energies, right, we have to see it from their perspective, right? We can't see it from our perspective and be like, okay, this is how you need to do it, because that is not offering us all the information to make sure that our perspective can assist them, okay? So with that, ever. I'm not even getting evergreen, something ever. Coffee, ever, stress, Pisces. Oh, can something ever end? The stress, the constant back and forth. Needing to shop or taking care of your emotions via shopping, right? That could be what's also costly. Like, people are shopping for maybe items or relics or something that could, like, hurt someone, right? This might happen on a Friday night, technically on the DL, but it's going to turn up as a softball. Something having to do with food or concessions. Now, we said there was some kind of date night, right? Now, this date night is going to have some kind of spider effect. What does that mean? You are manifesting your reality, but that reality may not be forecasted the way that you think. Okay, so like with a spider, a web, you may think you're going this way, and then the spider web goes this way and this way and this way and this way. You might feel a vibration here, but you never know where it is on the spider web because of how it's designed. So think of a spider in that same way. You're not necessarily sure how the outcome is happening, but you are presently manifesting what's happening. Okay, now again, I don't want to manifest anything negative for you, but if you are presently manifesting and you have this ADHD vibe where you're not sure what you're manifesting, when you're manifesting it, there's some grounding that needs to take place, right? It's not all you. It's because of this magic that's being thrown at you, but it can't take. So you are kind of moving in this clumsy light, right? Kind of like in a daydream, right? Like doves in the wind. But this mother energy, who's not really acting motherly, is moving more like a jury of your peers, right? They're moving more in a cynical or critical or like overbearing vibe, in a way that's kind of like pushing you away or requiring some kind of self-defense, okay? And it's a group invite for you requiring some self-defense because of this immature or callous energy that's associated with Cancer, because Cancer in the upright is the best mother, the most caring nurturer you can ever find. In the reverse, it's like the most disgusting version of a parent figure you can find, right? And your only response is like, why did God let you procreate? And so that's what I'm getting here. They prefer being this like tormenting energy opposed to like a creating, growing, healthy, evolving energy. Okay? Respectfully, don't try it. Don't trust them. You are Bronco status. and you are technically in some kind of euphoria high, stay there, because that frequency of you being so elevated is what's setting you apart from, one, this blood magic. So this could be also negativity or magic thrown from family members, right? People who you share a blood tie to. Now, it's because of some kind of hurt feelings and outdated beliefs. But there's going to be some kind of consistent healing because of some dirty or explicit behavior and a lack of luck regarding that behavior. So now we're at a point where it's like awareness, we see that this is not right, we can't allow it to continue. Okay, so that's where I'm getting that lack of luck is gone, because sometimes you can act out, right? And you acting out, it's an opportunity for you to just get it out your system. No one there is going to do anything. But then there's other situations where you are called to act in the upright, act reserved, be mature about a situation, and you decide to act explicit. Well, there's going to be a lack of luck there. Okay, there's going to be maybe a delay of income, and this might have to do with your address. So I see computer, Mac, and all this IP, but address is really what I'm getting, right? So maybe instead of being at your home, maybe you have to go and use borrowed scenery in order to live out your life. So what is that saying? Well, if your family's doing stuff to you, maybe you got to get out the house and go stay at a friend's house or something like that in order for you to get away from all of this negativity and like physical, spiritual turmoil. But then I'm also getting like, maybe you need to, be at work, right? And in the moments where you're at work and the people at work are doing this to you, because maybe you work with your family members, and so like you're at home, you're with your family, you go to work, you're with your family, you can't avoid them. So you need to use some kind of borrowed scenery, go to a park on your lunch break, or go to just walk around the block or something, like go to a near a tree or something like that, near a bush or something that has life, flowers, growth, to ground yourself, to recollect yourself, right? To kind of remove whatever hurt feelings that you have, because hurt feelings will lower your vibration. Okay, hurt feelings, upset, like pain in any regard, stubbing your toe out of nowhere can lower your vibration because of how you would respond to stubbing your toe. Okay, so just know that this portal that was open for you to constantly heal is not just for you to heal, it's for you and the people who threw this energy to heal too. Because if not, you're going to constantly be in a healing process because of the same people. So now the divine has opened this portal because all these energies need to heal together. Now maybe some hurt feelings need to happen and people need to move more like a jury of your peers move in a critical light, so we as a collective can know what is separating energies opposed to bringing them together, right? What's causing all this bad luck? And what I mean like bad luck is lady luck. Lady luck is all about that extra bit of care, that extra bit of nurture, that feeling of safety, that feeling of peace is being removed. So yeah, you could be lucky because something terrible was about to happen and it didn't. Woo! You're still feeling the energy from that terrible thing that could have happened. Your camera always like to cut off. Anyway, you're still bogged down by the feelings of what happened. But at this point, it's like those feelings are meant to propel you forward, right? You have to know what to let go of in order to be able to let go of it, okay? So there's something that fell out during the little intermission because the camera died, with brothers, right? So brothers, it's kind of removing this Scorpio light of like being vengeful, kind of like being overly nurturing in a way that's more selfish, more parasitical, right? It's now kind of like whoever is, they're seeing like someone is an earthly angel here, right? they want someone that's black or brown skin to be aborted or to get an abortion or something, but that's because of whatever vengeful light that they had. But it's because like this energy is an angel. It's like it's conflicting energy. It's like someone wants to do something negative, someone. Yes, and so we're going to wrap this up because the camera likes to keep dying, but we're going to open up another reading on this blood magic, because at the end of the day, like, if this is because someone is your brother, or like you call them a brother, or this is between brothers, like this energy, like this competitiveness, this outdated stuff, like we can tell, like, that's probably why the blood magic here is just like a family kind of imploding or exploding, you know, because we talked about explosions. But just know, like, this dirty, explicit behavior is going to only offer consistent inner healing, right? Okay, so computer, Mac, mama, grandma, meal prep, divinely protected, missed or lack of opportunity, but someone needs to go to see a doctor's checkup because of illusions with cereal and milk. Owl, so it symbolizes wisdom, so take this information as wisdom. There's going to be broken generational cycles after this blood magic has returned to the initial outdated energies, so that they can feel deeply about whatever hurt their feelings and grow from it, because it's probably childhood healing from 50 years ago. Okay, seek a grassy area for this healing. Okay, or there's going to be a grassy area where this true understanding that whatever generational cycles that need to be broken will be broken. It's going to happen in or around a grassy area. Okay, so I see you soon. I wish us all the best. I'm going to open up a new reading on this, so stay tuned. Okay.